have a statement right here that's totally gonna get me canceled. I watched a movie yesterday.
All right, well, you're live, and your camera's live while you make the statement. So.
All right, perfect. All right, here we go. Star Wars Episode 1: The Phantom Menace. Not that bad.
I enjoyed it.
Bad.
I enjoyed
like,
the first
It's a little dumb, but it's definitely the
no,
best
like
of
the
three
Gungans
prequels.
became a pretty racist comic relief, but aside from that,
Wrong.
aside from that, it's not a great movie, but it's not terrible.
Pod racing looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know that it was really necessary to the plot line. Like it was
a well put together scene though.
It was yeah. I mean, there are other ways to show that Anakin has superhuman abilities other than we're gonna invent a sport. And then we're going to make this like a 30-minute segment of our film.
I do like how they actually thought through the scene though. Like when his engine catches fire, he dumps all the fuel from his engine to put out the fire, and then transfers fuel from his other engine. Like I thought the fact that they actually thought through how is the scene working.
I actually liked pod racing quite a bit.
I do too, but I don't really understand how it's different than said casino scene in the movie.
Yeah.
Where it's kind of off topic. It doesn't really.
Yeah, I liked pod racing. Pod racing was cool. Darth Maul was a cool villain. The fight scene between Darth Maul
very
and,
cool. Darth Maul
and Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon is really cool. Apparently, I read this the other day. Apparently, there was supposed to be in Attack of the Clones, I think, or Revenge of the Sith. I don't remember which. When Obi-Wan fights General Grievous, when he pulls down the scaffolding and just crushes all of Grievous's guards with the shock stabs. That was actually supposed to be a huge fight sequence between Obi-Wan and all four of those guards. It was the most choreographed fight in all of Star Wars history. Mm-hmm. And then they were running out of time for production, so Lucas cut the fight and just had him crush them like Indiana Jones did in the... And so the choreographer, the fight choreographer for Star Wars said that fight would have been better than the Darth Maul fight, but Lucas cut it, and so that it never actually got filmed.
Too bad.
They spent months practicing the fight choreography.
I would have liked to have seen it.
And then canceled it last minute, which is a huge bummer.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Well, shall we play some Dungeons and Dragons, or shall we just have a Star Wars podcast?
Maybe we should just start a Star Wars game instead.
I was about to say
us getting back together after a month.
Yeah, we should play.
I was gonna say we could host a random podcast after the next movie comes out and just talk Star Wars for as long as you feel like going.
I'm down.
After we finish today, Greg should find someone who's playing the Star Wars RPG and just host them. There's got to be somebody out there doing it.
Oh, totally. Fantasy Flight Star Wars got really popular, didn't it?
Yeah.
I really liked Saga
Edition.
Edition
Pod racing
Star Wars
game as well, and that was fucking lit. I played a shit ton of it when I was a kid.
Find something Star Wars and restring
it. The pod
Greg.
racing game was dope.
It was really good. Fucking hard, but good.
Yeah.
It was only hard because the
general.
render distance was so short that you had to learn where the obstacles were before you got to them because you were going too fast to avoid them if you didn't know they were coming.
Are you saying you needed Jedi reflexes?
You did actually need, in a strange and unintentional...
Use the Force, Mike!
Yeah, in a strange and unintentional parallel to the movie, humans couldn't do it unless they had
It did feel a lot like guessing.
Unless they had precognizant knowledge of what was coming.
Can I just mention, I didn't notice until one of my more recent rewatches of that movie that Anakin was a virginal birth.
Oh yeah, it was...
I assumed when she said there wasn't a father, it's like, oh, he was like a drunk or something and he left before he was born. It's like, no, there's just no father.
Yeah, he's a very clumsily handled Christ allegory for...
I watch a lot of lore videos. He's made because Sidious was trying to clone himself.
Yeah, and then they were trying to create the perfect Sith or something. And the Force is like, nope, can't have that. Gotta make the chosen one real fast.
Mary Sithmas, everyone. Anakin was a virgin birth.
All right, so
virginal birth, that's fine. Anakin should have been a woman in that case. That's all I'm saying.
You ready for this? Here's the wildest theory. Anakin not actually the chosen one. Chosen one is Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda was born in the same year as Anakin 50 years ago.
That's true.
Baby Yoda is actually going to bring balance to the Force.
I've heard Anakin is the chosen one.
100 years.
But the Jedi misinterpreted the prophecy because he brought balance to the Force by reducing the Jedi and Sith both to 2.
That's kind of what I thought when I first heard.
Yeah. Well, I think that's one of the big things. It's like, oh, he's gonna bring balance to the Force. It's like there's no.
That's a great.
And there's
that's
just
a great
a
chosen
shitty,
one.
corrupt Jedi Council. Bringing balance to the Force means you all go.
Yeah, it means eliminating the Jedi basically, so that there's basically no Sith or Jedi, which is exactly what Anakin did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, Dungeons and Dragons.
Are we ready to play Dungeons and Dragons now?
Yes.
I think you're
We're
going
ready.
to drive Faye up a wall. Like
like
remember
on the edge
Star
of a
Wars?
seat.
We're gonna be like, I think she's interesting. She sleeps feet above her covers.
That's
Oh.
Ghostbusters, not Star Wars.
Didn't I say Ghostbusters? I thought I said
I don't know.
Ghostbusters.
Maybe
You've
you
infected my mind with Star Wars. Guys, it has been many weeks. Do we do intros? Should we even at this point? Welcome back. Thank you all for coming here. We are at the finale of Seekers of Sarmanath. I am very excited for it. I'll throw it to you so I'm not the only one talking. Does anyone here want to give a little bit of a recap of our last session like a month ago?
I would
so that
love
we're
to,
on the same
but I don't
page?
remember what happened.
That was the game after I died, wasn't it?
No. The day
No,
you
that
died
was the game where you
last
died.
we were able to play.
Oh,
because
okay.
of
I didn't know we
scheduling.
hadn't played since then.
So
All right.
recap for me, because I've been away for that whole
Yeah,
time.
because
You
You've been away
were
forever.
streaming Rainbow Six or something the whole time that we played, and absolutely could have actually been there.
Yeah, I didn't know when I had to leave. That's why I didn't come join, because just in case I was told, oh, we have to go now, and I was like, fuck. Okay. Tell me all the things. What
Well,
did I
there was a
miss?
cult. Gorick died.
Great recap. 10 out of 10 right here.
Yeah.
There was a mirror.
All right.
There was a cult could describe literally any Dungeons and
So
Dragons session.
Just about.
the five of you, the four
I
of
could.
you.
Greg, do you want me to give a better recap then?
Sure, if you would
Okay.
like to.
So after, did we leave the Scrivener's Tower during that episode?
Yes.
Okay.
Are we got there?
Yeah. So
Okay.
we spent some time in the Scrivener's Tower where we were able to rescue Algernon from their dungeon level, along with a mad necromancer who was basically the evil wizard from Baldur's Gate 1.
He kind of was.
Yeah.
Edwin. His name is Edwin.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, that's the one.
Oh yeah.
But our evil necromancer guy was named Lud, like a Luddite, because he's a necromancer. And then we escaped the tower, hoping that we'd gone relatively undetected. But the moment that we walked back out into the library, every Arcanoloth in the building was staring at us with very angry faces, which quickly turned into us running the F away. Somebody got knocked unconscious. Was it Janlar that got knocked unconscious?
Possible.
I can't remember. Somebody that wasn't Gorick got knocked unconscious in the fight. Lud tried to stuff his body into a bag of holding to take him, but that wasn't going to work because I could only revivify him within a minute. So we had to drag his body back out so that Gorick could revivify him. I think it was Janlar.
It was Jen. You're correct.
Yeah, and then we managed to escape without anyone dying. But unfortunately, what we didn't realize was that because the Scrivener's Tower is a multi-dimensional building, the plane that we exited out onto was not the plane that we entered from. We were in some sort of strange dark sun setting where we were in an endless desert and there were some weird people. The baby. He's assisting with recap.
Not a fan of Dark Sun.
No,
Yeah, not a
no.
fan, which is too bad. I mean,
He's got it right.
it's a cool setting other than the psionics, which is pretty integral. But we traveled through the desert for a while till we found a camp. There was a cult. They were following a giant raven person who had maggots for feathers.
Hot.
Yep, very. There was a fire that he said that we needed to step into to purge ourselves of corruption. We declined. We ended up not murdering all of them because they weren't really doing anything wrong. They were just creepy and weird. And traveling to a destroyed city, which we couldn't quite tell if this was our world, but like thousands of years in the future, or an entirely different plane. There, we fought a weird, like, scorpion monster creature thing that did a shit ton of poison damage if it hit you with an attack. Like enough to instantly KO people, pretty much. We managed to survive that fight. Traveled down into a ruin of some description to find a mirror, which would show you and teleport you to the place that you most wanted to go to. Gorick used his Spirit Guardians spell and I think protection from. He used one other spell too, to basically hold the line against an advancing wave of Starspawn group. as everyone else got through. But then once everyone other than Gorik was through the mirror, they overwhelmed him because I forgot that I had a shield and my AC should have been 16. And they knocked Gorik unconscious while he was standing in front of the mirror. He never looked in the mirror, and as they chewed on his now corpse, the Philosopher's Stone and Absolution Stones were brought into contact, detonating and basically nuking the place from orbit, which was the only way to be sure that we could wipe them all out.
Absolutely, yes. All grew in the city, dead. Hundreds of experience were earned.
For everyone but Gorik.
For everyone but Gorik.
Or maybe specifically for Gorik. Greg, can I start at level 7?
Yeah, Gorik did
do I get experience for technically being there?
The 4 surviving party members.
No, legit, can I start at level 7? Because that would give me more spells.
Okay, hold on. How many grew were there? There was 32, right?
Sure. There were enough to get me a lot of XP.
Here we go. I'll give it to you. It's the last. It's the last time, after all.
You're gonna be like 5. You're gonna be like 5 XP off or some shit.
Yeah, right. I was gonna say I think I need like 8,000 experience to actually level. Don't you hit 7 at 24,000?
Well, to be fair, wait, is this going to the whole group or is this going to Gorik?
I gave the group experience already, so I assume this is for Gorik soloing the Guru here. Hold on, I have to find them in my notes. I have little stickies in my monster manual. That's the wrong one.
Yeah, I think Gru are in Volos, I think, or maybe Mordenkainen's. I think they're in Volos.
How long did we play last? Was it a month ago?
It was a long.
It's been like a month, yeah.
All right.
23,000 is the threshold for.
What session are we on? Is it 36?
We are in the finale. I don't know what session that is.
Yeah, we're not gonna number it. We're just gonna write finale.
That's exactly my plan. Yeah. All right, Gorik, you gain 9,000 experience points for soloing the Gru.
That does level me to 7.
There you go, Gorik. You started
I'm
level
the lowest
7
by
when
a
you
long
eventually come back.
Wait, Millman, what level are you?
6.
Yeah, no, I'm the lowest level.
What
you
level are
5?
you?
I'm 5.
Ooh.
Oh wow.
I actually have to roll HP still.
Oh, well,
Yep.
for leveling up last session. Rose, why don't you quickly roll me some HP?
1. Yeah, I believe I'm a D8. Oh, that's pretty good. I'm taking that. Plus 1, 37.
Ooh, excellent.
Oh, matching HP.
Well,
Ooh, twinsies!
Hey, now we're gonna die a little bit slower this session.
I like the confidence quartz.
Gorik rolled max for his.
Ooh.
Very good.
Very
First
good
time
for
he's
a
done
dead
that
man.
and roll 20.
So you're the battle turtle, right?
Alrighty, so, as the 4 surviving members from our journey to the Scrivener's Tower and the world beyond step through the mirror, you find yourselves in a familiar city. The high tower of the Seekers Guild hangs above you. The familiar hustle and bustle of Sarmanath surrounds you. But your eyes are immediately drawn skyward, as the sky itself is deep and red and dark, and the large star in the sky is now clearly visible in spite it being daylight, large and heavy as a moon in the sky. It seems to almost ripple, the way you might as if viewed through a fire or a flame, as it sits high in the air. And while the city itself is moving and bustling, there is a quiet tension that you can just feel palpably around you as you step forth into your hometown. After some time of getting your bearings and adjusting, the 4 of you see emerging from the hustle and bustle a plainly dressed woman with plain features, striding confidently up towards you at her own pace. Very little remarkable about her, but making her way up steadily towards you as you collect yourselves from your adventures.
Chandler, I feel like we've seen this woman before, but on the other hand, all humans look the same to me, so I can't quite tell.
I lean over. Is that his girlfriend?
Is that your girlfriend? Chandler, is that your girlfriend?
I haven't seen her in such a long time. I don't think so. I believe it is. Is that the? I don't know, the person.
Yeah. Seems like that person.
That person.
Wasn't she like one of the teachers? I can't think of their names. Fuck.
You're just standing there awkward. He's like,
you guys stand there awkwardly discussing who this might be as she kind of arrives, cocks her head at your discussion, says, hello.
Hi.
We know each other, don't we?
We do. You have a better memory for appearances than I first thought. I kind of thought you would be the least likely to remember me, young one. So, it seems introductions are not needed or in order here. There's only 4 of you. I thought there would be 5.
Is Gorik not here? Have you seen a dwarf about this size? Kind of old, a little bit grumpy, sometimes slightly spooky?
Kind of old is the most flattering way anyone has ever described Gorik's age.
He was supposed to come through the mirror behind us.
He told me to step through.
What was happening?
We were getting overrun, by all these creatures.
Well, he's not here. Didn't he make it?
She kind of looks to you and says, I don't know. I hate to be uninformed. It is my least favorite thing in the world, perhaps, but no, I have not seen him. I have merely come to greet you as my eyes and ears have seen some new arrivals in the city. I believe there were 5 of you when you last left.
Well, we're down to 4.
And 1 Algernon up. Is Algernon here?
Algernon is there. Yes, he stepped through with you.
Ta-da! And a tiny tree. This is right.
Tiny tree. She says, good. Tiny trees. I'm sure that they will solve our problems. Yes. If the 4 of you would come with me.
Ray is our baby Yoda, for the record.
It doesn't do anything. It's just a MacGuffin on a shoulder, but it doesn't. If the 4 of you, I guess, would come with me. Brand has sequestered himself with the 5 dragons, and I believe you may have some intel that could help him.
There are dragons here?
She smiles at you. She says, of course. 5 dragons have ruled Sarmanath for as long as memory remembers.
I looked at him. They're people. They've got the title of dragon.
Oh, that's lame.
Yeah. Lead the way.
Good.
We'll follow you.
She begins making her way through the crowd. You find yourself very difficult to follow her, right? Like, as soon as she moves within the crowd of people, your eyes tend to just slide off and make your way through other people's faces and names. But you do manage to find your way through the crowd. She leads you up to the Tower of Sarmanath, a very familiar trek for some of you. As you make your way up to the staircase, she winds you up high into the tower. Eventually, you are at a very familiar door leading into Brand's office. And she quietly knocks politely on it, opens the door, and just kind of ushers with a hand to have you enter. Inside, you see 2 very familiar faces: an old wizened dwarf, Brand, head of the Seekers Guild, seated at his desk, a large map kind of unfurled in front of him, and a tall woman with a staff that you have met Janlar before. Fiona, Deidre, and Blaze, the other 3 dragons of Sarmanath, are here as well. Blaze, of course, is the leader of the Mercers, and Deidre, Fiona lead other powerful guilds as well. And they all kind of stop their conversation and they turn to the four of you as you enter. As Brand kind of cracks a smile and says, it is good to have the travelers from the other side return. Come, I believe you should be a part of this discussion we are having. He kind of inclines his head to look around the door and he says, I never really could keep track of good old Dara. Is she still out there? He looks around. You find Dara nowhere to be found, and he closes the door himself. As you have no doubt seen, the red star hangs heavy in the sky. When last we spoke, you seemed to have known a great deal about it. You were making your way to a great library of interdimensional knowledge. I would be happy if you could share with us what you may have learned about it in your travels.
So I read a bunch of books about omen reading when I was in the Scrivener's Tower, and I also stole a few of them.
Yes, you did.
Was that covered in any of them?
A great red star coming closer and closer.
Yeah, I knew it was a bad omen when we first saw it, but like, do I know anything more specific about it?
Why don't you give me an Arcana check, and we will determine how much you know of omen reading.
I'm gonna change the baby's diaper and then get him loaded into the car. So I'm not in the scene anyway, so I'll be back in a minute.
Sounds good, Mike.
Okay,
I'm still dead.
15.
Okay. You've read through these papers, and other than knowing that this is a very, very bad omen, you know that this star is not spoken of in these books specifically. Like you're missing them. It seems to be something beyond the scope of mere omen reading. You're almost certain that something this large you would have noticed in your readings. Whatever it could be, it must be bad, as it has turned the sky red. And it is turned the sky red, and it has these waves of kind of energy coming off of it. Nothing about that seems to make you think it's good. I'm gonna try to mute Mike's mic here. There we go. Excellent.
We learned about the Silver Lord Shrine. Like we learned his whole backstory, right? How he got chained up twice or something, and then the chains breaking. Maybe it's the Silver Lord breaking his chains?
Brand kind of humps a little bit. That would be potentially quite disastrous, given what we've learned of the Silver Lord. Are you certain of that?
Well, no, but it would make sense. This is obviously something calamitous, and that would be calamitous, and we know that he's trying.
Brand shakes his head. He looks to Janlar, the woman in the room, and says, you told me that there were 2 points here, right? She nods. She says, yes. Our scrying has shown us that there are 2 locations, as if drawing this thing closer. Magics from deep in the Gloomwood seem to be pulling towards this thing in the sky. Another seems to be, she kind of walks over and points at this large map that you see strewn out in front of Brand's desk. And she points to a mountainside that you are quite familiar with, north of Talonbridge. This is the point where you are aware of the Vanishing City being kind of marked. It says, it seems that the Gloomwood is pulling this star down, but the star seems to be centered over here. We imagine, my best estimations, Deidre and I, believe that it will hit there within the coming week. This would be the point of impact. I'm not sure what it means. She eyes you, holding your hand up. She says, you may speak freely here in this council.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not entirely sure about things, but I think, so a little while ago, we might have entered something like a parallel world. Something that is similar to our world, but, kind of like when things would have gone differently. And in that world, they said that that big red star had actually landed on Earth, and they had all been, I don't know, cursed or something. They were living with terrible diseases, and the land was dry, and it was all just a giant desert.
Terrible diseases, you say?
Yeah, like maggots.
Eh.
Things like that.
Blaze kind of strides forward. Maggots, you say? Would they happen to look like this? And he produces like a large kind of glass tube, and inside of it you see this worming small maggot with like 4 kind of blades coming off of its little stubby appendages and a maw full of teeth. As he shows it to you, you quickly recognize these Gru that had been chasing down Gorik and you as you stepped through the mirror.
Yeah, I think that pretty much that. Just more of them, like a lot more of them.
As the days have passed since your absence, we have been finding more of these. They seem to be falling from the sky near and around the cities, causing quite a bit of panic. I've been studying them, had my immersers collecting them. They seem to be juvenile in form. Eat and eat and eat. Dire news indeed, don't you believe? Brand kind of knuckles his mustache for a moment, lets the silence permeate, eventually says, "Alright, it seems we have 2 locations. And 2
We'll go to the Gloomwood.
Ah, good. You're reading my mind, young fellow. There's this point of interest where the creatures are falling from the sky. We need to potentially stop them from spreading and cursing our land. We also have this strange magic drawing forth from the Gloomwood. The cult I was telling you about has been active recently. I've sent a great deal of our seekers out into the Sea of Grass and the nearby villages to try to quell whatever strangeness they've been up to. So that leads us 5 dragons and you 4 adventurers. You wish to go to the Gloomwood, seek out whatever magics it is.
As long as you get the big rock out of the sky.
Hold on.
Don't worry, Rose. I know where to go.
That's fine. You just sit down for a second. So, I was just wondering, what about the Vanishing City? Why do we rule that out so quickly?
He said it's the impact site, not where it's coming from, right?
Yes. That seems to be what our research has told us. It's coming down there. Blaze, how common is it for these creatures to fall there? Blaze says, it seems quite common, actually. We've had more than a few seekers combat them. I've had my mutters as well, collecting some samples. If they are indeed cursing the land, as you suggest, putting an end to them seems quite wise, yes?
Why don't you just open a big-ass portal so when they come down, they fall straight through into somewhere else?
Oh, an interesting plan, Janma. Do you believe you could do this? She kind of thinks, where do you want them to go?
Anywhere but here. Pick a plane.
Volcano.
Pick a plane, you say. I don't think it's that simple.
They might be coming from the Silver Realm. Could you send them back to the Silver Realm?
I don't believe so. You're one of the few that... No, you're not, child. How many of you... Yes, 2 of you went to the Silver Realm.
Hello.
It was quite a difficult process, wasn't it? Included a gate and a ritual.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's closed. It's closed. You can't go back. It's closed.
My powers are rather limited. I could create a gate of some kind, yes. I have a few dealings with a certain city in the elemental plane of fire. I could create a gate no more the size of a doorway or a portal there.
Damn, not big enough.
Yes, I imagine something large enough to collect all the monsters falling from the sky would be a bit beyond my knowledge at the moment.
How many
Could you
times
make
can
a sphere of
cast it?
annihilation for them?
Oh, you are quite learned for a small boy. Yes, how large do you think a sphere of annihilation actually is, sir?
Could you make a bunch of them?
Perhaps with months of preparation and access to all the scroll workers in the tower and, I don't know, a few more learned wizards back recalled from the field, we could make quite a field full of them. But I feel we may not have the time for that.
Damn. It was a good
How big
idea.
is the area that they fall in?
She kind of turns to look at Blaze. Says, they seem to be throughout kind of the entirety of this region. He taps on the map and just kind of circles this valley north of Talon Bridge. He says, this valley seems to be the point where they emanate from, and they are spreading out from there.
Well, that sucks. Easy's problem. Oh, sorry, easy solution.
Do you think if we stopped the magic in the Gloomwood, it would also solve the issue in the city?
It well could. They say that the magic from the Gloomwood is pulling it down. Perhaps without this magic to draw the star forward, it would cease coming, and maybe perhaps go back where it came.
Okay. Well, Rose, no place like home, I guess, right?
I know where to go.
Brand kind of
That's
looks at you as you say
terrifying.
that a second time. He says, and how exactly do you know where to go, young one?
I know where to go.
That's even more terrifying.
Brand begins looking to the rest of you. He says,
Look to
and
Brand, I say.
what have you all learned? Why is this young boy so certain he knows what to do next?
He learned it from a witch, I think, in the Elvendar.
A witch in Elvendar.
No, who I don't remember. It was many months ago.
I kind of like do this a little bit with no sound coming out of my mouth.
Oh, right.
He can't
then-
speak of it, but
Yeah, he's cursed. Right.
But I know where to go.
A witch cursed you, and
I'm not a
you
witch.
know where to go from the witch. He kind of looks over to the rest of his dragons, says, very well, this will be good enough for me. We 5 shall mobilize to the Valley of the Vanishing City, and we shall clean out the creatures that fall from this cursed star. The rest of you will make towards the Gloomwood. Apparently you know where to go. Deal with whatever is drawing it down. If it is indeed the emergence of this Silver Lord, stop it. And we shall make sure whatever befell this other world that you saw does not befall ours.
Okay.
Excellent. So, we shall make your trek to the Gloomwood a little quicker. And he thinks for a moment. He says, we have the ability to teleport nearby there, yes? And the wizard Janlar kind of smiles. Says, of course, I believe I am worth at least a teleportation spell or two. Says, good. He kind of draws Quartz over with a finger and kind of points at the map that shows the Gloomwood. He says, where in here do you need to go? The Gloomwood is a large place. I would have us teleport nearby, yes?
Yeah, I'm gonna recall because he told me where to go, right? It was like bring your friends to me, and he like gave me an idea of where I need to go.
Yeah, you remember the dream as best you can. It is a small valley, or not valley, a small clearing inside of the Gloomwood, where the trees will not grow together in the same thick and denseness they had before. There is a burning blue sphere of fire in the center of it, and it seems to be secluded. You look around. As best you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna confer with Rose on this too, because I assume I can talk about the location, because I'm supposed to take them there anyways. So I assume I'm able to talk about where I'm taking them.
Yeah, sure.
And then I'm gonna work with Rose to see if we can get the exact location on a map based on that.
Right.
Because I know what the surrounding looks like, and she knows what the Gloomwood layout is. So I think between the two of us, we could probably get a good approximation.
All right. I would like for you to make a survival check. Rose will have you make it since you've been there before, and you will be assisted by Quartz's dreams and his calling. Go ahead and make that at advantage, and we'll see how close to the correct spot you can get in the Gloomwood.
Ready for.
You hear his exact detailed description of where you need to go, of the small cave mouth he saw, and you can think of a particular section of the Gloomwood, kind of towards the eastern side of it. In fact, very nearby where you had crossed the Gloomwood, or crossed nearby the Gloomwood, back when you were making your way to the city of Balesport. You mark it on the map. Brand says, very good. It seems that you have a bit of a quest on your own once you get there, but Janlar, my dear, why don't you get these 4 as close as you can and come back here. We will make the preparations for our assault on the valley in the meantime.
Is this roughly the area that we were marking?
Yes, that is roughly a good approximation of where you are going. As you mark on the map there where you crossed before. Janlar takes the 4 of you, it says, hold hands now. It's easier if you're in physical contact with each other. Raises her staff as she puts her hand on the shoulder of Quartz. Begins incanting her magic. And as she smacks her staff down on the ground, the 4 of you just pop out of the tower, leaving a very surprised-looking Algernon. And you appear just outside of the Gloomwood Forest, where you see the rivers and streams pouring out nearby, the cold snow of the winter months falling down on your heads as you are staring out at the entrance to the dark Gloomwood Forest. She kind of looks around, smiles at the 4 of you and says, I assume I got the location correct?
Looks cold and gloomy to me. Right on the money.
Very good, very good. Good luck, you hear. And she twirls her staff, opens a small silvered door that just kind of turns and twists into existence, steps through it, and you see it just dissolve behind her, leaving the 4 of you in the cold, wintry weather. The snow slowly falls down on your heads as you stare at the entrance to the deep and dark Gloomwood that apparently now wears a hat and smiles.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Yes, we needed some levity for the Gloomwood, of course.
I think it's a snowman.
I don't think it's snowman.
I think that's clearly a forest man.
I think it might be in the lowland grimer, actually.
Mike. Oh, no.
Mike, your mic.
Your mic. Yeah, your mic.
You are very aggressive. It's true.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Well, now that we're all awake,
Oh, and he's
He's gonna reconnect. Give him a second. He's just fixing his mic. Mike fixing his mic.
all right. Well, we'll wait for Mike to jump back in. The 4 of you are now here outside of the forest. You know where you must go, Quartz. What do you do?
I'm gonna start collecting some like small sticks that are like reasonably sturdy and also have sharpened edges to them.
Okay.
Or sharpened ends, kind of like little mini spearheads, I guess.
Yeah.
out of wood.
You search around the snow out here, and you find your luck lacking. As you approach the Gloomwood proper,
I'm gonna collect them as we're going in. I don't need them right away.
You walk into the edge of the Gloomwood. The sounds of the forest and the winter woods begin to play around you, and you collect some small sticks. And they're not necessarily sharp right away, but you can take a sharp knife and give them a good sharp edge to it.
Perfect.
Was this better?
Yeah, that's a lot better.
That is a lot better. You touch quiet, but you're less aggressive.
Yeah, much better than way too loud and also robotic sounding.
My headset wasn't actually plugged in. The microphone wasn't plugged in apparently, so it was just using the webcam's mic. And after I didn't have the baby anymore, I went from being back here with the baby to being here.
Oh yeah.
That's probably part of what happened there. I didn't realize this wasn't plugged in. I thought I'd been using that the whole time.
Oh,
okay. Well, as we walk, you just see Hugh. He's like, shakes off as much of the snow as he can, wraps up. He's like, I didn't pack for this.
No, in fact, you have just gone from like a desert plain where the sun was high and hot, and now you have been teleported back out into the snowy cold. You do notice that the Gloomwood itself, while very cold, the trees are dense and thick above you. It is dark and gloomy throughout, but the snow cannot make it down through the thick canopy above you. And you walk along forested grounds, the heavy and underbrush, but with paths that twist and turn through them. Thorny vines kind of spread through the forest as you make your way through here.
I think little icicles are starting to droop off the edges of Quartz's ever-dripping hat.
Yep. As we walk through, Rose will just give a little speech, and she'll be like, "So, I didn't think we would find ourselves here, but we do, and I guess we've had a democratic vote, and I do respect that. I would like to voice that I'm not particularly happy about being here. I'm happy about being here with you, but I'd rather not be here at all.
Isn't this your home?
I mean, yes. My home is probably one of the most dangerous places I've ever seen.
You survived it, so we can do it again.
In a group of very competent Spriggans.
We're not Spriggans, but we're a group.
Here,
I just want to...
Can I hold you out a water skin full of elvish wine? I've already drank half.
How is it? This is poison. I can't...
It's fine. It's fine. It helps.
Listen, I just want you people to be careful and mindful, okay? Do me that little favor. Don't jump into any pools.
Sambar vibrating on
Sambar vibrating. I heard that.
Okay. I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings.
Yeah, you did. You're lucky I'm on your hip.
At some point, I want Quartz to use Sambar as a weapon, so that you just have this like tiny asthmatic 12-year-old like causing people to explode with a +8 magic mace.
Well, you may get your opportunity today. So, the four of you begin making your trek through the Gloomwood. Quartz and Faye, I assume one of you is leading the way. Which one is it?
I mean, I guess since he assisted, I would lead the way, right?
Okay. All right, so Rose is making her way through the familiar trek of the Gloomwood with Quartz's assistance.
How far... Sorry, Greg, real quick. How far away is my grove from the place we're going to?
You tell me.
Oh, well, I just always assumed it would be somewhere around here because this looks so circular. I like circular things.
You like circular things? Okay,
yeah.
So we'll say that your group of Spriggans, I don't know what a collective of Spriggans is called. Your sprig of Spriggans is located in the center of this...
Probably a thicket.
A thicket of Spriggans. We'll say that they're located right here in the middle of this. And you are entering about a day's travel away from the center. Although a day's travel assuming the terrain and everything is perfect. With the difficulty of traveling through the forest, you might be more than a day away from the thicket of your Spriggans.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, excellent. You begin making your way through the forest. The dark woods close in even more around you as you make your way further and further in, attempting to find this clearing that Quartz has seen so clearly in his dreams. As you go, a thick kind of mist begins to fill up around you. You're more than a few hundred feet into the forest at this point, and you see a just deep, thick, dense mist kind of pouring in around your legs and the shrubberies, eventually kind of concealing where you're going as you make your way through. You keep pushing forward, and the mist kind of fills thicker and deeper, rising up. At first it was just your feet and the small bushes. Now it raises up to knee level, thigh level, waist level.
That is pretty normal, right? That's not out of the ordinary for the Gloomwood. Or is it like something I've never seen before? Right.
Right. Yes, you've probably seen situations like this before, or at least heard stories of them. The dangers of the Gloomwood are many and varied. Would you like to roll some nature or history to see if you are familiar with this specific incident?
Specific. Let's try.
Yeah.
Is it nature or is it...
I was going to let you choose. What do you think?
I want to pick nature.
All right. All right.
Normal roll?
Nature check. 14. You are not specifically familiar with this thick mist, although you have heard that there are areas in the Gloomwood where the mist is so thick and dense you could easily lose your way for days, if not weeks on end, just wandering, unable to see a foot in front of you. These are stories that are told, especially to young Spriggans, as they begin to adventure their way through the Gloomwood, almost as if warning against traveling too far away from your thicket.
Look out for each other. We might lose each other very easily around here.
Should we tie ourselves together with a rope?
We could just hold on to it, right?
She doesn't want to be tied to you.
Should we walk in a line? Should we walk in a line then, so that we don't like get caught on a tree and then everybody sort of gets stuck and tied up and things like that?
Line sounds good.
All right.
Standing there with my human femur. I'll be at the back.
You have your human femur out?
Yeah.
He was ready to do battle with a femur.
I got Esteban, my femur, and my sword of wounding. We're gonna be great.
Dual wielding a rapier and a femur. I like it.
Yep.
And so you continue forward, standing in a line, trying to be very careful about it. Eventually, you are plunged fully and deeply into the mist. It is very hard to see much in front of you. As you're making your way through, you begin to hear the sounds. At first, what you hear is the sounds of children laughing in the mist, just off.
Oh, that's not good. Oh, laughing is not good.
I'm gonna grab out my lantern and light that bitch so quick. Oh god, need some light. Not dealing with this gloomy laughing children bullshit.
You attempt to light your lantern in the mist, and you find that the fire will not light. As you strike the tinder, the sparks fly, though not as thick as you would like, and they seem to not be able to light the wick of or the oil of your lantern. And it will not burn as you sit and strike it over and over again in the forest. Again, the children laugh from either side of your path, deep into the woods.
Either of you can produce flame? Somebody?
Yes. I'm gonna prestidigitation the lantern alight. I have to maintain it. Yeah, so I can only do up to like 3 things with the prestidigitation at a time. if it's like a maintained and not an instantaneous effect.
Uh-huh.
So I'm gonna try and light up the lantern with it.
All right. That you attempt to light it with a magical fire. Please roll an Arcana check for me.
An 11.
An 11. Ooh, do you fail?
We don't know. You're the DM.
I think I pass.
Yeah, I bet you do. You do fail. You attempt to strike up the magical flame of the lantern, and you find that it will not light even to the call of your prestidigitation magic.
Nope.
Can
Can
I-
anyone make
can
a not firelight?
Can I try?
Yeah.
I cast daylight on the lantern.
Daylight itself is light and not fire, correct?
It is,
Yes.
yeah.
Right.
It's sunlight, so it's
Right.
incredibly bright.
So your lantern immediately illuminates with the brightness of daylight.
Oh God.
It shines as clear as a noonday sun out of the bright lantern, and the fog is thick and dense, and your light bounces off of it. You are brightly lit, and it just shows this clear white bank of fog all
You just
around
turned on
you.
your high beams in the fog.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is this bright enough? You need it brighter.
I'm
could
like
do-
this.
No.
I'm sure. I'm sure this is great.
Can somebody make heat? Do we have any way of making heat other than fire?
Prestidigitation can warm things
Are
up.
you cold?
Well, you can burn away fog.
Oh,
Janlar just cast burning hands. Just
Can I with
15 feet of
prestidigitation?
fog ceases to exist.
Well, like if I can warm things up in the area, then I could maybe. I don't know how long that would take though. I think it might take hours.
Yeah, most likely.
I
Yeah.
think we have to deal with the fog.
And I think you can subtly warm things too with prestidigitation.
I'm just gonna put the lantern on the end of my femur and just keep going.
You can
I feel comfortable with this. Right
you can
next to me.
microwave things for 30 seconds.
Well,
Sean.
I do have an option. So we can't see anything, right?
It is very difficult to see anything more than a
Okay.
few feet in front of your face.
I'm gonna use the Philosopher's Stone then and cast True Scene.
Ooh, excellent.
Actually, let me double check to make sure it lasts for a while. Because if it's like a long-term ability, we definitely want it.
You have the second Philosopher's Stone, not the first one. Right, yes.
I have,
Yeah,
one of the
Goric.
ones that we got from the thing.
Goric had the first one.
Right.
Yeah, it lasts for an hour, so I'm gonna use True Scene here.
All right, please mark your
Got it. Minus 21 charges.
uses. Yes, your charges used.
Can't you just be like a Pidgey and use Gust? Like it's so much easier.
You use True Seeing, and you can see through the fog. You see the shape of the forest around you. You see the small birds and animals making their way through it, some larger than others. You hear once again the laughter of children off the beaten path some distance from you. You look with True Seeing and you do not see any children laughing. You do not see any children playing, but you hear them all the same.
Don't worry about the laughter. It's just noise.
All right.
There's nothing around us. Let's keep going.
Okay.
Quartz makes his way to the front of the party, now leading the way with his true sight. A party of hardened adventurers following the 12-year-old boy and the dripping hat through the fog in the forest.
Well, now it's just
Trusting-
becoming like icicles, so he just has like.
I believe the
they'll touch the
magical
ground.
properties of the ever-dripping hat makes it just wet all the time. It never
I like to imagine
freezes.
it makes icicles, and then the icicles drip.
Nice. You make your way through the forest. After some period of time, the laughter turns into a blood-curdling scream, as if in pain or agony from the children.
Oh, not this shit again.
I look to Quartz. Should we worry yet?
I don't see anything.
Yes, Quartz, you once again look around. You do not see any children in the forest, but you hear the blood-curdling scream, pain and anguish.
Do you remember
echo
in like
through the
episode
forest.
2 when we were sleeping in the sanctuary wall and there was that scream? Can you imagine? It's like that's the campaign's final boss, just over there screaming. You guys just ignored it way early. Like,
There's a video game called Two Worlds where the final boss of the game is in the very first village that you go to, and you can trick him into pissing off all the villagers, and they'll kill him for you, and you win the game.
really?
That's funny.
Greg, as we pass through,
Yes.
I do have the ability to talk to small plants. Okay.
Yes, you do.
So, and we move rather slow. Like we moved rather slowly to the fork I mentioned before that.
Yeah.
So from time to time, I'm gonna check in with a tiny plant. I'm gonna touch it and be like, "How's it going?" To get a feel for, I'm trying to get a feel for, is anything wrong here? Should we be worried? Is anything out of the ordinary? I know this is a scary place, but what's the feel here?
The plants you've been talking to have largely been the normal level of creepy gloomwood that you've come to expect from your long lineup here. Some of them are hungry, and some of the plants here are carnivorous. But
did we leave Ray safely at the Sarmanath Tower, or is he?
No, he's with us.
Oh. Ray is still sitting on the ever-dripping hat, enjoying the nutrients. Probably playing with the icicles now, I imagine. Like, oh, these are new! Wow! As you get deeper into this fog, you do find a plant, a large kind of vine-like small plant that's wrapped itself around a tree. The creature, the plant kind of tells you in its plant-like voice that there are intruders in the forest. Someone whose shape ever changes. He burns a foul, acrid smoke, and the plants don't like it. The intruder is deeper in, and it fears that he's changing the forest.
The plants say there's a shape changer in the forest.
Perfect.
Where?
That's the guy we're looking for. Which direction?
Just further in the direction we went. I think we're on the right path.
Cool. Does anyone else?
He also
ability-
smells acrid, apparently.
That could help. Does anyone else have the ability to do True Scene? I'd rather not keep using it.
Bzzz. Bzzz.
Well, I mean, okay. Are you still mad at me, or can we talk now? Can we talk? Okay, I'm picking him up.
I like to think Millman's just like a pager, essentially. Just sitting on
It's like a
Rose's
phone
hip, like,
vibrator.
bzzz.
I'm picking up Samba. I'm like, are we friends again?
I can see.
All right, you're not gonna lead me in some kind of trap.
Never.
Well, we don't need
never
it yet.
do
Just
that
if this only lasts for an hour, so if it takes too
Okay,
long.
hold
I'll
on,
meet him.
hold on. We're having a discussion here. Give me a second. So,
I would
See,
never
I'm
lead
not
you in
mad
a
Holding
trap.
the mace, like looking at you like, hold on. I'm having a discussion with this mace right now, thank you.
you know we're gonna meet the big, bad, evil person, right?
Yeah, I got a bone to pick with him. Well, his whole body of bones.
Right. Okay, and you think you can lead us to him?
I can see, so sure. Also, what's with all the screaming children?
There's
I
nothing
don't
really
know.
there. Oh wait, I can't hear him. Never mind.
And I'd rather not find out about it. I think it's usually a trap of some kind of terrible monster, that eats you alive.
Well,
Usually
I don't
that's what it
see
is.
any traps. Or children.
I think you have to activate your True Scene now. By the way, Millman.
Yeah, I do.
Well, I mean,
Samba.
I'd say that
Samba.
let's
Millman
just
has
skip-
true seeing, but Sam
Exactly.
has to activate
Stand
it.
by us. Exactly.
Let's just skip the blood-curdling screams and just go to that, place in the forest. How about that?
Okay, is there
Okay.
tracks that we can follow to this point? As Sandbar, I can bring up his character sheet and roll survival.
Yes, Sambar, if you would like to check for tracks, you absolutely may.
Like, hold on.
Scanning with the mace.
17.
Sambar, you find many tracks. There are animal tracks in and out
I'm
of this.
humanoid.
Yes. You search for humanoid tracks, and you do not see any tracks of a humanoid through here other than your own.
Well, there's. There's no humans that have been through here, but I'm pretty sure I can lead you the right way. Don't step on anything sharp, that'll bite you. I know you know this place, but I need you to get there so I can mace some people.
Oh, okay. I'm doing my very best.
Good job. You're doing great so far. Keep it up.
Thank you. I'm trying. Okay.
Let's go.
All right. Rose once again takes the lead. Mace in hand.
I'm trying. That's all we hear.
Exactly.
Like holding
Thank
the
you.
mace
I'm
out
trying.
in
It's
front
all
of her.
you hear.
Yeah. I'm trying, Jennifer, and then just keeps making her way forward. You make your way slowly through the forest once more. As you do, the blood-curdling cry is heard once again, this time kind of behind you. As you look behind you, you see a shape in the mist, as if it was taking form. As you look at it, it disappears, and once again turns back into the mist around you. You keep going after some period of time. The cries become less a scream and more like a low moan of pain throughout the forest, ringing off the beaten track around you.
Does it sound like the same sort of moan that was in the dream? Because like there was the woman in fire when I initially jumped into the dream.
It does to you, doesn't it? It seems as if it is a moan and cry of pain, very similar to that. As you turn and look in the mist, once again shapes begin to form, solidify, and dissipate.
No, let's keep going. I think this thing is trying to get inside of our heads.
You
Joke's on
continue-
him. I don't have a head anymore.
You do, though.
Hey, that's Samba. He doesn't have a head anymore.
He does. He's a mace. He has a head.
Quartz is
Quartz
quietly...
touches the head of the mace, and it's like
Quartz is fingering the mace,
yeah, it's like
hey, I want to talk
you have
to
a
him.
head.
All right, so you keep going. After some period of time, you are walking in the mist. You don't hear any of the sounds. Just the forest itself kind of surrounds you. The crying, the moans of pain, the children laughing all stop. But as you're walking, you see a form in the mist slowly coalescing and taking shape. And as it does, it twists and turns into a very familiar visage for some of you. Quartz, you vaguely recognize this man from your dreams, but the rest of you see an image of Tom Lightbringer form slowly in the mist. He smiles at you briefly, and as he does so...
Gonna cast a spell.
Okay, what do you cast?
I'm gonna cast Fireball.
Okay. Tom Lightbringer smiles at you, and Quartz immediately casts Fireball. Please roll me some damage.
For 22.
For 22 points of damage. You throw your fireball. Tom kind of smiles at you. As the fireball hits him, Tom Lightbringer erupts into flames.
One thing to make clear, I guess, before I do this, I do have True Seeing. Is this a physical figure, or is this clearly an apparition of some kind?
It does seem to be solid in form, as if the mist itself had given form to this thing.
Okay, then yeah, I'm gonna fireball it.
You cast a fireball at Tom Lightbringer. He erupts in flames, the mist around him slowly burning and dissipating. You see from the creature, or you see from Tom, his being erupts and writhes and slimes. The things that were making him fall off of this solidified form, oversized grubs and worms popping and hissing in the heat of the flames. A few of them manage to scoot their way out of the flame. You see them in the small kind of clearing now burning from the fireball as they try to hide themselves back away in the mist. Many more of them lie dying and dead as they are completely consumed by the fires of the fireball in front of you.
Well, I know Tom would have approved of this action, but in general, I advise against starting fires in the forest.
That's a good point. I'll not
Only
do that
you
in the
can
future.
prevent forest fires.
All right. With that
Lead
out
on.
of the way, you continue forward past the burning, like, pile of grub-like abominations, and through the mist once more. You make your way through it for what feels like quite a long time without any change, right? No more cries or screams, no more misty forms shrouding around you. As an hour or so passes, you do hear a clomping through the woods, as if like footsteps, short and heavy, crashing into underbrush and twigs and sticks. You stop and look and watch as a misty, shadowy figure begins coming towards you through the mist.
Hold it! Hold it! Who's there?
You cry out into the mist. The figure keeps coming forward. The figure keeps coming forward towards the few of you, and is drawing nearer and nearer. Although
Okay.
you
I'm
are...
I'm preparing to, like, dodge an attack if it's rushing towards us.
Alrighty. It doesn't seem to be rushing, just drawing closer. As it comes into, like, nearer to you, it doesn't seem to have heard whatever cry you had given out before. It has a vague form of a dwarf or a medium-sized kind of shadowy figure. Its features still shrouded by the heavy mists as it comes closer. And the sound of its footsteps echo through the otherwise fairly silent forest towards you.
Can I climb up into a tree to get height advantage?
Hugh, you may absolutely climb up into a tree. There are many nearby you as you are in a thick and dense, gloomy wood. You kind of find one with your hands, feeling your way through the dense fog, and begin to climb up the tree. And this tree is very safe. You climb up it, no creature or carnivorous vine attempts to ensnare and snangle you. You hide down to get advantage above the forest floor. As this figure starts crushing forward. As you hold and wait, preparing your spells and your energy, you see the mist kind of swirling around him. His features coming more into view. It appears to take the form of an old friend. In fact, one that you all recognize. You seem to see the visage of Goric making his way through the mist towards you.
So with True Scene, does this still look like Goric, or does this look like the robe dude again?
You see, the True Seeing shows you the same thing your eyes do. A dwarf that looks much like Goric walking towards you.
Is it really Goric?
Yeah, it's really Goric.
How the fuck?
Hi. What's up?
This is where you wanted to end up? Not in Sarmanath?
Goric, I can hear them at this point, Greg?
Yes, you have gotten close enough that the mist begins to part away from you. They see that it's you, and their cries now, reach you.
You guys see a dwarf with a full, healthy beard and dark black hair, hundreds of years younger than Goric was the last time that you saw him stride out of the mist. He's carrying a warhammer, not a mace, and he sort of looks you up and down, and he sets the mace down, and he looks up into the tree at Hugh, and he says, "No, I didn't get through the mirror."
I can tell. You
Well,
look great.
whatever you did, you aged really well.
I had a contingency prepared. Do you recall in Balesport when I left the box with the town guardsman?
Yep.
I
no?
had prepared
Anything.
I had prepared for the possibility I would fall before my purpose was achieved. I used my stone to cast a spell known as Clone. It has created me a new body.
Looks
I am
good.
as I once was once more.
Again, looks good. Shit, you should do this in a couple more times. You'll be my age again.
How did you come here?
I have been led here by... Oh shit, I've just forgotten my god's name. Greg, what's my god's name? Ungral?
Ungral
This is
your
a
god's
proper
name.
D&D session now, yeah.
Do I even have that? I don't even think I wrote that on my new character sheet. No, I don't. It's Cleric 6. Oh, nope, hang on. 7. There we go. All right. I was led here by Ungral. My equipment was lost when I fell. I have nothing more than the guard could give me, and a few silver pieces.
Okay, well, tell me something about myself so I know it's really you.
What are you talking about, Rose? That's him. I know the old guy's smell and look.
Shh,
Look at
shh,
him.
shh. Hold on.
I would be able to tell the difference.
Hold on.
You
I
have,
asked him a question.
you have a book of manners that you carry with you.
Excellent.
You don't always use it.
Great. Well, welcome back, Gorik. I'm glad to have you back. And I pat him on the shoulder.
Excellent.
Anyways, we were heading that way.
Yes. It's where we need to go.
Okay.
All right. So with your new friend in tow, the mist begins to part ever so slightly as you make your way through the rest of your trek through the forest. The images of your friends don't appear, the cries don't appear, the mist just kind of fades away, leaving you with a nice gloomy dark wood in front of you. As you're making your way ever forward to the clearing of Sean's dreams, or of Quartz's dreams, you begin to see the kind of vines and shrubs almost moving next to you, around you, as you are walking through the forest. You see the movement of the actual shrubbery and the strange clinging undergrowth just kind of following. You get the sense of being followed through the forest on either side.
Maybe they want to kill the shape changer with us.
That'd be great. More hands,
Well,
the better.
Maybe they want to kill us.
That's the least of my problems. I roll with you. You're creepy enough.
I'm not creepy.
Pretty creepy.
Take that back.
You're a 12-year-old boy walking around the Gloomwood. You're pretty creepy.
You're a 50-year-old man walking around the Gloomwood. You're pretty creepy too.
I agree.
When did you become 50? Damn.
He's younger?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm like 30-something, I think.
It's the stress, okay? He's had a lot of stress
37.
lately.
Probably 38 now.
As you continue on through, this feeling of like being followed through the underbrush by the like very forest itself grows on you. You get to a point where the underbrush grows high and tall around you. Thorny vines kind of grow up as tall as you are around the kind of paths you are taking. The paths quickly begin to twist and turn right and left. Deeper into the forest it goes. You are essentially following through into like a hallway like maze through the kind of thorny underbrush.
There aren't
the
like branching
forest.
paths, right? They just kind of
No,
go down
it's
a twisting path. Okay.
Right. As you make your way deeper into this, the path you were following no longer has branches or turns. You're just in this kind of like corridor of thorny underbrush and vines, like writhing at the edge of your vision.
Maybe
Rose.
they are trying to lead us to the shape changer.
Do you want to get the forest to help us, Rose? That would be
Is-
really handy.
Get the forest to help us. What do you think I am?
You're a druid, aren't you?
This is not how it works. I'm sorry.
Can you
give
not
me a
just
second.
ask the forest for a solid?
I'm gonna bow down and I'm gonna gently touch a small plant, and I'm just gonna tell it that we're here to take care of the problem.
Alrighty, I want you to make a nature check at disadvantage as you drop down and touch this writhing kind of mass of underbrush.
Oh wow,
around
I'm
you.
getting shredded. Okay, 1 second. Nature disadvantage.
Yes, at disadvantage, please.
Yeah, Samba, I've never talked to a plant before. This
8.
is a new experience.
Ooh. You reach down to touch the writhing kind of shrubs, and you touch the thing and tell it, we're here to help. And as you place your hand on it and try to commune with it, it writhes and twists underneath your hand, and these sharp, thorny brambles scratch across your sprigged hand, leaving it bloodied and torn. Please take, I guess we'll roll a d4. It is a nasty thorn after all. Please take 3 points of damage as it just ripped through your hand, leaving it bloodied in response.
I hold up my hand and I say, well, I don't think it's gonna do us a solid.
The trees here are dicks.
Yeah. They're a lot nicer in the Elvendar.
Let's just move on before we're entirely surrounded by whatever this vine thing is.
Alright, I'm down. Let's just hope
Yeah.
it doesn't eat us when we kill him.
All right.
Greg,
Yes.
where did we lose Tom?
Balesport.
Where'd
In
you
the
lose
city,
Tom?
in Balesport.
It was in Balesport when you fought the Lady of Balesport.
Okay,
And he had a very cool Viking funeral. Kind of jealous.
right. Did we burn all of Tom's stuff with him, or did we put his stuff in the cart?
I think
I
you traded
believe
his
that-
mace back to the collector.
Yep. Yep.
And then we don't. What are you looking for from him specifically? Because I could tell you.
Well, first off, Goric came from Balesport, so did we have anything in the cart that was actually worthwhile anymore? Or was it just various, like, body parts from fallen companions and...
Oh my god,
You
can I
guys,
be
who
Emily
was keeping
Pumpkins?
track of the cart? Because I don't have
I think
notes
it
on
was
your
Dan, wasn't
cart.
it?
No, it definitely was not me.
Oh, okay.
I don't think we ever actually tracked the cart specific. I think it was literally like we had stuff in our backpacks, but we couldn't always carry it and also
Right.
be unencumbered. So we would just put the stuff on our
We just
character
put
sheets
stuff
in the cart.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I was just tracking
Yeah.
what I carried and what I had on the cart.
Did we get rid of Vilith's dagger?
Vilith's dagger was
Traded it.
on...
Huh?
I traded it.
Did we?
He traded it? Okay. So, Tom, is there a, or Sean, did Tom have like a holy symbol or something that we kept, or did we burn that on his body?
Probably got burned with them.
Okay. Did he have a prayer book? Any other
Yeah, I imagine his prayer book was probably like pretty standard for the Bergesian faith.
okay. I will have brought some sort of trappings from Regessa's faith from the cart, and probably done something with the cart. Like been like, we should probably take care of this. Can you guys watch the cart for us? It's been looted. It's just on cinder blocks. Like
the cart, the wheels have been taken off. It's on cinder blocks.
Yeah.
There's like graffiti on it.
yeah, Gorik's got Gormak's horn and Emily's wings and. Did they take Vilith's horns too? Didn't they take part of Vilith as well? Like
I don't remember if Vilith
can't
had
remember that
anything
either.
kept from her.
I don't think they did.
I think Vilith
I think
got
I definitely
so...
took something of Vilith.
Did you?
I definitely
Okay.
did because Vilith was the one that was taking. parts
Yeah,
of
I
it,
think
right?
I think Janlar may have taken one of Vilith's horns because I think we joked that like we were gonna have a horn from each of my characters at the end of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have Gormak's horn and Vilith's horn and Emily's wings.
Okay.
And arrowheads from Sambar's bow. Oh wait, no, everything of Sambar got disintegrated.
Everything from
Never mind.
Sambar is gone. You are
Yeah,
you are entirely macified.
Yeah, Sambar has no physical remains left.
What you didn't know though was that you can actually fire arrows from your mace head.
Oh my god, I'm a ranged weapon +8? Holy shit, let's do this.
No.
You wait till I level up so I can levitate myself, then shit gets real.
So, Greg, what I would like to do is use my my 4th level spell slot to cast divination.
Okay, absolutely.
Well, actually, no. I can cast it as a ritual. So if we can take 10 minutes, I can just cast it as a ritual instead.
All right.
But I need incense, which I have, and a sacrificial offering appropriate to my. It says my religion, but I want to contact Brigess instead. So I imagine I'm going to use something from Tom for this. And then Gorek's going to take. Or actually, maybe Gorek did this already, probably back in Balesport, and this is how I ended up here, where the party knows where we are.
Okay.
Or I knew where the party was going to be. But the one question that I asked Brigess was, how do we stop what's happening in the Gloomwood?
Okay.
I can ask a single question concerning a specific goal. That's the goal. I
wonder if Brigess can respond. All right. Roll me a religion check. I have a hidden DC for you.
Okay.
And if you are pious enough, should you get disadvantage for praying to a god that is not your own, or no? What do you think?
Yes.
I'll tell you, I definitely.
Okay, then.
I can tell you, I definitely won't pass if I have disadvantage. It's not likely I'll pass even if I do.
Double crits, baby!
Yeah, right.
It seems to me like it's possible, right? But
I'm using. Yeah, as I was gonna say, I'm using something from Tom's. And I'm trying to help Brigess, who, as far as we can tell, is like encapsulated in flame or something. Right. I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah, I'll let you roll just regular.
A regular one.
Regular religion, and we'll see if you can commune with Brigess through her entrapment.
Roll 20. It's the finale. All crits all day.
A 16.
That's
Your petition makes it through to Brigess, and you hear in your
a truthful reply.
And you
a short
hear
phrase,
in your
cryptic
mind,
rhyme, or omen.
Like a pained voice, and it says simply, defeat the false priest and read from the scroll of you have in possession, or you have in your possession. And that is all the more that you receive from Brigess, although you get this feeling of lingering pain from her as the voice echoes through your magical connection.
We have a scroll in our possession?
Yes, I have a powerful scroll from the elves to rescue a god.
Oh, okay. I missed that entirely. When did that happen?
Yep. Well.
Oh yeah, I got the god saving scroll from the elves last time we were there.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So Gorek will share that information with the party when we meet up here. I'll be like, I communed with Brigess. She told me we had to defeat the false prophet and read from the scroll already in our possession. I look at you guys because you guys can see I have basic adventuring equipment right now. Like I have shit the town guard could give me as like a thank you for what we did. Like it wasn't too expensive. I probably actually don't even have my scale mail because that's probably spendy.
I imagine you have good friends in Balesport. Oh,
that's true. Huh?
Duke,
that's why you're wearing
the master trader with a D. Will outfit you relatively nicely.
Okay.
Like you can have the equipment of a very nice town guard.
Can I? Okay. All right. So I've got my scale mail then.
Yeah.
Can I have one uncommon magic item like everyone else has, or no?
You know what? At this point, I'm gonna say no, just because it's a good joke.
Right.
Mike just never gets the common magic
The
item.
best part is he doesn't have a Philosopher's Stone anymore.
No,
So.
no, I don't. I don't have anything. When I made the character, I went down my money. I'm like 0, 0, 0, 0. All the diamonds are gone. All the potions I had are gone.
I gave you my share of the diamonds.
Yeah, I had
monster.
I had 3 diamonds left when I died. My augury sticks that I took from the Silver Lord's realm, those are gone. My old gold.
Hearing that you don't have any of the diamonds, I'll give you mine.
Yeah, my old gold coin, that one's gone.
You know the point where I said we should probably move forward so we wouldn't be entirely encircled by this giant, dangerous, and very deadly vine
Yeah, let's
about
do it.
5 minutes ago? Now?
Let's go. Let's do it.
All right. At Rose's prompting, you find your way moving forward through the Gloomwood, and you continue the twists and turns for some time, until eventually you arrive at what appears to be a massive dead end. The brush and shrubbery and vines have coalesced in front of you. Sharp, spindly thorns, like, glinting in the dim light of the Gloomwood. Or I guess perhaps the bright daylight of Hugh's lamp that shines throughout the forest like a beacon. And you see your way completely blocked as you have arrived at a dead end wrapped by these thorns.
I just pointed. I look down at the small boy. Boom, boom, something. Come on, magic boy, blow the fucking vines up. Let's go.
I walk a little bit forward toward the vines.
Uh-huh.
And I say, "Hello? Can we go through so we can stop the bad guy?"
The vines give no answer as they continue to wall your path.
Gorek's like, look, I took a level in Bard. I've got this. I'll deal psychic damage to them. Vine is dead. Everyone uses TikTok now.
And if you were a bard, that would have done D4 psychic damage.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to call down like a firestorm. Rose said I shouldn't set the forest on fire.
Point. Rose, you Samba?
I'm not sure if it is... Well, I will use Samba for... Samba, can you tell me what you see? What is this? This is not a normal vine there, is it?
It's a vine wall.
Yeah, Sambar doesn't see anything out of the ordinary. There's no magical illusion or strange creature. Or this is truly like the vines themselves have walled your path. The shrubbery, the undergrowth of the forest.
Let me whack it. I got this.
If we whack it, it's gonna attack us back. It's pretty vicious.
Yeah.
Well-
Do you think we could convince it?
I'm not a bladed weapon, so I can't really cut it.
Hey, if you don't move, I'm gonna set you on fire.
Your pleas to the vines ring out in the forest, but seem to fall on deaf ears to the
All right,
plants.
I'm gonna
in
shoot a
front of you.
firebolt at this wall.
All right, you shoot a firebolt at this wall. You from your fingers, a string of fire races out, hitting the vines. As they do, you hear mentally in your, like psychically in your brain, this unearthly scream of true pain, piercing and sharp through your head. Please roll damage for your firebolt, please.
Now take that as psychic damage.
Yeah. It's 2d10, isn't it? Because it's 6.
6 points of fire damage. As the scream pierces through your head, it is almost debilitating. Please make a charisma saving throw.
Ooh, that's my good one.
Yes.
+7.
I guess we should probably put your rolls out here. A 14. That fails. And
Damn.
so the piercing scream just reaches into your brain. Please take 6 points of psychic damage and the wail psychically through your brain. As your head clears once again, you look up. You see a smoldering patch where the vine has been burned, and from its burns, like seeping out of it, as if a wound, like a burn on a human skin that seeps pus, a blood red like sap oozes and pusses out from where your firebolt touched the vines.
How tall is it just like trees growing over and vine wall?
The vines reach up a few feet higher than you do. There's space between the high canopy of the gloomwood above and where the kind of blockage ends, but it is a few feet higher than any of you stand tall.
Rose, stand on my shoulder. See if you can see over the top.
Oh, I'm not very good with balance, but if you think so.
Don't worry, I got the bottom part.
Okay.
Okay.
Chandler, hold my hand. And I climb up on you's shoulders.
Yes.
One hand on like Chandler's head trying to stabilize. Okay, I'm up. What do I see?
Alrighty. Give me a perception check up there.
Just normal perception.
Yes, please.
I should have been the one on top.
Oh, I don't see anything.
You
Pretty
look
dark.
through the gloomwood deep and dark in front of you, and the gloomwood seems normal past you. What you do see is a twist in the path and a large stone that rises above even the gloomwood seems to break through the canopy itself. And as the path turns, you think you see just barely the outline of a shadowy figure, maybe, just on the edge of your vision as the path turns.
How far away do I figure is that figure?
You would think that they would be at least 200 feet away from you.
200 feet. Okay. I'll whisper back down, and I'll be like, there's somebody standing over there, about 200 feet away.
Reckon I could 1-2 jump over the top? Is there anything on the other side?
I mean, there's wood and vines and darkness and danger and death.
I like the idea of you trying to make a 8-foot standing leap.
Well, what I'd do is I'd have one person stand there, and another person kneel behind them. Well, I've got a 10, all right? I can do the acrobatics. So if I have one person standing there and Gorik's standing next to them, so I have a stepstone and then leap over the top, I reckon I could jump it. With a 5 foot.
I could put my shield up and use it as like a springboard platform for
Sword?
you. I could, yeah.
But then I'd be separated because there's the vine wall.
We could make a tunnel underneath.
Can we just go around the vines?
I have a feeling it's like a big.
They can't possibly fill the entire forest.
Why
right?
don't we just make a tunnel and go underneath?
You got a shovel? Because I sure as fuck don't have a shovel.
He's got a philosopher's stone.
I have a philosopher's stone.
Bones of the earth.
I could do that too. But that would probably rip the vines apart and kill Quartz.
All right, well, do the thing, Stone Boy.
I just don't really want to use it until fine.
Yeah, just consistently use the philosopher. Yeah, no, that's not ideal. Can we not just cut through the vines? Have we attempted that yet?
So the problem, hold on. What the problem is that these vines are really spiky and are going to hurt us when we touch them, right? But theoretically, if
they also
weren't
hurt
so
us if we
painful,
hurt them.
Yeah, but it would be climbable theoretically.
Theoretically, you could climb it. There are clear sharp thorns, and you have had experience touching them. They do hurt.
Exactly. But there are plants here that are not part of the vines, correct?
Yes, it would seem so.
The vines hurt us if we hurt them.
That's what he's noticed so far. I mean, it happened to Quartz the one time.
Okay, here's what I want to do, Greg.
Okay.
I'm gonna collect I'm gonna say it's gonna take about 5 minutes. Okay, don't panic.
That's the one that's like, we need to keep moving because we're gonna get surrounded
Exactly.
by vines.
I'm gonna say, Ray, can you help me with this one real quick?
Woohoo! Of course.
Great.
What do you need?
I pick up Ray.
Whee!
I'm gonna carry him over to the to where the vine starts. I'm gonna put him down and I'm gonna say, so I am going to use plant growth on you. What I want you to do is I want you to direct your roots right up these vines so you cover them entirely.
Whoa. Okay.
Okay, can you do that?
I think so. I've never done that before. I
Okay,
don't grow very fast.
It's only through this spell. It's technically not you. You're just gonna be, this part is gonna be enriched, but
I'm thousands of years old and I'm the size of a basketball.
I think it should work fine.
Okay, let's try it. Exciting.
As Rose is doing this, Gorik kind of looks at the vine wall, looks at Quartz, and casts Healing Word on the vines.
Interesting. You cast Healing Word on the vines. The vines wound, that very obvious kind of seeping wound seems to close up and knit itself back together. The red blood pus quits oozing from it. And it seems to respond well to your healing magic.
Anything else happen, or did I just heal the vine?
You healed the vine.
Just hit the vine.
Okay.
Okay.
You could have healing worded me.
He chose
I
the
heal
vine
more
instead.
effectively. I'll heal you more effectively when you get to 0 anyway. Just relax.
Gorik attempting for max efficiency on his heals at all times.
I was curious if hurting it hurt us, then maybe healing it would do something weird.
So is there if we're trying to form a bridge or something that we can climb up to, is there something that Ray could attach his roots to if they were to grow straight up?
Potentially, I suppose he could grow up to the canopy of the forest and attach his roots to the
I mean, I
top
have
of the
about
gloomwood.
100 feet range.
I think that would probably do it, yeah. You could probably, with 100 feet, you could probably go all the way up the wall, over the wall, and down the wall.
Well, excellent. That's what we're doing, Greg. That's what we're doing then. Okay.
Making a root ladder.
All right.
We're
you make
making a root ladder. Okay.
You take 5 minutes and you enchant your spell, and you begin working your magic into your awakened bonsai tree. And as you do, the tendrils of his roots begin to spread out, and they grow up the length of this wall, reaching and wrapping around it. They grow and grow up the wall, and as he's doing this, Ray is just going wee! This feels weird. As they climb up the wall and reach over and back down the other side, you see the climbable kind of a root bridge almost has been made. But as that happens, Ray kind of goes, these things, they kind of hurt. And you see the wall kind of writhing and twisting as the thorns seem to be slicing into the roots that you have grown out of Ray. Cries of kind of pain come from your little shrub. But a bridge has been formed.
Right.
Do it quick. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. And Court starts running over to
You're
the
not
root
gonna
bridge.
like this. I pull the short sword. I'm like, are we gonna leave him here, or
No, we're taking him. He's not staying here. He's gonna be fine.
that's his roots? You'll have to cut him off.
He's a plant. They regrow. It's part of the whole deal.
I just
go.
cover his mouth and cut his roots so we can.
Oh, you slice his roots off. Damn. Okay.
Well, he's gonna have to stay behind otherwise, and I'm gonna be the bringer of bad news. He's never gonna like me
Milman
again.
attempts to cover the mouth of the shrub, not really sure where
It
plants
bites his
speak
finger.
from. And you slash the roots at the edge of them. Ray cries in pain, and you grab Ray, put him on your shoulder, sap just leaking down your shoulder the entire time, and you race up the root ladder as fast as you can.
I think my favorite part of that was when Ray said this kind of hurts, and Faye just goes like, "Oh," like in a "don't be such a baby" kind of way.
He is a plant, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow, you're a savage to your own kind. Oh, shit.
This is
Well,
what the
that's the
Gloomwood does to
difference
you.
between Spriggans and humans, you know.
You're just like,
You don't
you'll be
survive.
fine. You'll grow back. And he's just like, that's my legs.
You don't survive in the Gloomwood if you don't know what you're doing.
All right.
I'm also gonna, like just before we climb up, I'm gonna give him a healing word as well.
Okay.
His stepping stops, and I'm
All
like
right.
gently patting him on the back, and I'll say, "You did a good job, Ray."
Oh, thank you. Let's never do that again.
We will have to get back out.
You climb
So once more.
the root ladder that you've created, and the 5 of you arrive on the other side of the thorn kind of wall. As the 5 of you reach the other side, you see the vines in the wall just kind of begin to collapse down, shrivel up almost, and retreat back out into the forest proper, leaving the pathway behind you once again cleared.
Motherfucker.
They just shrivel and then form 5 feet in front of us again, and we're just like,
Fuck this firestorm.
yeah.
You begin making your way forward through and around this kind of large stone. And as you do so, you come across 3 figures in the Gloomwood. They are dressed in a red cloak. And they wield in front of them kind of orbs that kind of glow, a soft, misty glow. And behind them, you see a small cave entrance, and they seem to be guarding it almost, looking at you. Blank, expressionless faces, almost devoid of human like thought or decency as they stare at you. Let me try to put this on a screen for people. There we go. As
They don't
you-
look like statues. They look like actual.
No,
figures.
they look like flesh and humans, like kind of like holding magically in front of them these orbs, but their faces are as blank and as expressionless as any you have seen. Behind them is a like cave entrance deep into some part of the woods deeper in.
Do I get the impression that they cause the fog?
Yes, honestly. The orbs in front of them are deep and white and formless and almost appear like fog itself as they hold it and stare at the 5 of you.
Alright, I guess we gotta kill them.
Alrighty, Esteban, time to dance.
Alright, it seems like combat it is, and so we will roll initiative and do some combat. Let us hold that. We have not rested or had a break yet. Let us take our break here and now, and we can come back on the other side with our combat in the Gloomwood. We will see you all in about 5 minutes. Be right back.